There we go. Oh, that's not too bad. Let's move this up here and back there. Apparently, it wanted to be a part of this because it just straight up hit the desk with such a thud. It caused quite a stir. But Jupiter is going direct, and I just want to see what's it. So this is how I'm going to do it, because I use the SKT to anchor energies like all the time. Well, I say all the time, but I haven't done it in a minute. And I realized the little live I had earlier, it was on the wrong channel, but I guess I'll also mention it over here. Just a reminder that I have the, oh, this, look at all this space. See, when I do OBS, I can like put my face on one side of the screen. There we go. Y'all see it like this sometimes. One second. That I had, I read the Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. Venus went direct a while ago, but Jupiter goes direct tonight. Saturn goes direct in like 2 weeks on the 20th, and Pluto goes direct on the 4th. And it's just, if you feel like it, a little energetic, not energetic, but a little check-in to see if it resonated for you, some areas that could have been highlighted, and potentially what it might provide a little guidance on kind of sort of where we were supposed to end up or what we were supposed to discover. Maybe, right? So I have the retro selects in that playlist. It's the retrograde season 2020 playlist, and I have the zodiac on there as well. That was like 9 hours of video on the retro selects. And at first I put it on my legacy channel, but I was like, I was really over here uploading hours and hours of content for like 4 people. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I was just like, wow, I really do that, don't I? I was like, yep, watch me do it again. Okay. So this is how this is going to work. So the more conscious things that Jupiter is going to be bringing us or bringing up as it goes direct are going to be the ones before and after. I'm kind of figuring this out as I do it, because I do want to use the Diceology cards as well. If I can find them. They should be like literally right here. I don't know why they seem to have moved. Did I already pull them? No. Hold up. Oh, everything is shifted. It's all about the challenges, new rivals as you fight for survival. Nothing can stop you. Dominate Earth. More Pokemon. 1 second, yo. Everything shifted when I went live on my other channel, I guess, because I wasn't. What is? Oh, I was like, what is this? Because I wasn't. 1 second. I did a weekly release over there. And I usually do them over here. And my deck is usually like, oh, here it is. Okay. I guess I moved it because I pulled up the Spencers. That's fine. 1 second. As I put some of these things back. Oh, wait. I can put this here. Yeah. Works out better than before. Oh, but I still have these. We'll still get it to work. I'll put this here. Then I can put this here. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Maybe. Yes. And then I'll just put that like on top or something. Okay, that's enough. I got the cards I need. I'll figure out the rest later. I did a weekly release over there. And I rambled a lot in part one. The only reason why I stopped rambling is because the camera froze. And then I ended it and I came back and I was like, okay, let's ramble a little bit less. Oh, now I gotta shuffle again. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. I wanted that to be a mystery. Ten of Wands. Okay. Cutting ourselves. It's not even necessarily cutting ourselves loose from those burdens. I just think it's a little bit of mental clarity that puts some things into perspective. And it's about, it's like there are many ways to ease a burden or to lighten one's load. And there are certain things that I feel like we've been carrying for long enough. And yeah, I'm supposed to be visiting my dad here fairly soon because my cousin is getting married Saturday afternoons. And I was going to visit before, but depending on how some other appointments work out, I might end up actually visiting after. We'll see. That's all my personal stuff. Let's just give this a few shuffles. Okay. I can move this over here. Yeah, I can still see it. Hey, the Selenite Ball wanted to be a part of this. Don't ask me why. Give this a few more shuffles. The Chariot and the Page of Swords, Stronghold of the Zephyrs. Wheel of Fortune with the Chariot. Should I just stop here? Yeah, I'm just going to stop here. This is the background energy, which I love. And I think the moon is in Cancer still. I'll see if I want to pull that later. So there are 4 things typically associated with the Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to get those 4 things. These 4 things I'm going to read as the suit. And then whatever's on the bottom of the deck after the last card comes out will be the message that it carries. And I honestly feel like these next few months of my life are going to be so, it's going to be really rewarding after it, but it's really going to require me to be present and to show up and to stop procrastinating and to actually do a lot of things that I know I should be doing. It's definitely a time for movement, but as I move, it's like the universe supports me. So I'm sure there's a spirit or two somewhere that's eagerly awaiting my movement. So they can be like, oh my gosh, yes. And Jupiter is in my 9th house right now. And I'm finishing up my schooling. And it's about to go direct, and then it'll slide into my 10th house. I have both my 9th and 10th houses are Capricorn ruled. So that'll be interesting. And I can't wait for the rest of these planets to go direct so I can have a transformation in my career life, because Uranus is chilling in, no, it's in my 1st house. Darn it. I was gonna say Uranus is chilling in my 2nd house, which means that, you know, that's my stuff house, the money house. Uranus it's I don't know. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, I'm not taking any of these. I did the weekly release on my other channel, and as I was moving everything back, I actually noticed one of the cards, and they're all face down. One of the cards from the Witch's Tarot. And so I had to count my cards. I was like, what? Are you serious? But the timing in which I found that card was so very interesting. But yeah, I was like, I'm such a bad reader. I'm gonna have to start counting all my cards before I come live on camera so that y'all know that I have all of them by this point. But again, any card that I don't have isn't meant to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 40 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one more card. Oh, let's get back down here. Where's my phone? Here it is. Where the last card at? Where you at? Come on. Oh, I was gonna charge my phone. I forgot. Here's my charging. Oh, I guess it doesn't need it right now. I can do it later. I'll do it now since I found it. Where's that last card? I know you're down here somewhere. Oh, goodness. Come on. Well, we might have to go without it. I can't be losing my own cards now. Come on. Come on. I'm going to recount these. Because maybe I double counted or didn't count the card that flipped over. One moment. I'm going to slide this in here real quick, too. I'm doing so much. I got so much going on over here, y'all. But, I mean, it's not like it's any more than what typically goes on over here, I feel. So, let's see. This is one card, right? Yes, this is one card. I did want to read the card that flipped over. It's the 10 of Diamonds. A blistering heat and freezing cold that lies at the heart of creation. The truth of the heart made plain. And beginnings. The 10 of Diamonds is the energy of the 10 of Pentacles. So that's interesting, especially with the other card that I found on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, wait. Yeah, it has 54 cards. It has 54 cards. The website said 55 every time, but I was so confused because it's 52 plus the 2 jokers makes 54. All right. You see how a little bit of misinformation can just F your whole mind up. Let's see, is this in frame? Is this in frame? Yes. Oh my God, masks. Let's wear a mask. Okay. I need 3 more cards. Ooh, okay, I see you. I'm playing the hiding game. Well, I am all about context over here. So let's see. The 6 of Diamonds and the 5 of Hearts. A single blade cuts through the tempest, calming the winds, a dislodged hunk of cheese, where passion meets determination, going the distance, and a need for discipline. Interesting. Okay, 2 more. I need to sit up straight. Hold up. I just saw it in the camera. Where did you come from? Okay, 1 more. I looked on my screen real quick and I was like, wait, what's that? So let's see what Saturn Direct, and there we go. Well, because I do it this way, I didn't read it, but because I do it this way, the other card was already face up. So these 2 we'll read after, even though it's already here. So don't quite know what that means, but so let's look at astrology for a second, shall we? Because I think the moon might still be in Cancer. And so it would be interesting that the Chariot popped out because it might be opposing Jupiter right now. So let's see where the moon is. The moon is in Cancer, 21 degrees. So the moon is actually opposing, it's kind of sort of between the Jupiter and Pluto opposition right now. It's actually moving into a direct opposition with Pluto. It's already opposed Jupiter. But more or less, well, no, let's actually see, because the moon is quick enough, it could actually be in Leo. Oh no, wow, Jupiter goes direct in 23 minutes. Huh, well, look at that. So in 23 minutes, Jupiter will be direct. So yeah, the moon is opposing Jupiter right now, and it's actually going to be opposing Jupiter when it goes direct. Also Pluto, more directly Pluto, and even more loosely Saturn, all in Capricorn. Virgo, or the sun is at 20 degrees Virgo right now, which means that we just had a Sun Neptune opposition because Neptune is 19 degrees in Pisces, so that actually would have happened yesterday. Um, and then what else is going on? Venus is in Leo, 7 degrees. Mars is in Aries, 28 degrees, moving backwards. So their trine is that's gonna take a while. The moon is trining Neptune while the sun is opposing it. That's interesting. So a lot of that is like it's pretty internal. It almost feels like Jupiter is like gonna be revealing some kind of surprise, right? Because Jupiter is a planet of opportunity and good fortune, and it's been in Capricorn retrograde. And it almost, this could just be me running with that Piscean fantasy, but it almost feels like this situation where like we think that Jupiter forgot our birthday, and Jupiter's been acting like it's forgotten our birthday or whatever we're celebrating. And it's like we're going to be nearing the end of the day when we're literally about to be like, wow, Jupiter, like, I can't believe you forgot it was my birthday. And it's like all day, we've been like, oh, is Jupiter about to like reveal my present? Jupiter, like, you didn't forget. And Jupiter's like, forget what? And then you're like, oh, okay. And so it's getting towards the end of the day when we're about to give up hope, or a lot of us are giving up hope. Or maybe we haven't given up hope. Anyway, it's getting to the end of the day and we're going home, and it's like Jupiter is about to give us our present. It's like, oh, there it is. And like Jupiter's like, oh, like, did you think I forgot? And we're like, oh, of course, like, we didn't think you forgot. Like, because you're Jupiter, like the best planet, right? The most benefic planet. You're the Wheel of Fortune energy. Like, but Jupiter's like, aha, I got you. You did. You did. And we're like, you know what? You had us going. We really did. But it almost feels like that energy with the moon being in Cancer and opposing it. And it's almost like with the moon being in Cancer, it is related to the space of the family, but it's also related to the space of the heart in some ways. And it's going to be something that I feel like we really, really, really wanted that maybe we thought we weren't going to get, potentially. So let's see. And with the sun opposing Neptune, Neptune is in retrograde. But with the sun opposing Neptune, a solar opposition makes something full because everything in the sky reflects sunlight. And so when it opposes the sun, it's full. Full moon is when the sun and the moon are in opposite signs, right? It's Virgo season, and we just had a full moon in Pisces, and we're about to have a new moon in Virgo. When the moon and the sun are in the same sign, new moon. When they're in opposite signs, full moon. So we have this full Neptune right now, right? And for something to be full is for it to have and hold as much light as it can. And it's almost like when we get the best picture, but Neptune is in retrograde. And Jupiter was also retrograde. So the planet of fantasies and dreams was retrograde, and the planet of opportunity was retrograde. Now, the planet of fantasy is in its home sign of Pisces, which is just like, it could be all the way out there. And the planet of opportunity has been in the place that it doesn't like. But and again, it almost feels like with Jupiter being in Capricorn, conjuncting Pluto after that Saturn conjunction. And it feels like Pluto didn't let either Saturn or Jupiter get too far from it. Right? Because Saturn had made it all the way to Aquarius. I think like 1 degree. And Pluto was like, oh, nope, I'm about to retrograde. That means you're about to retrograde, buddy. Come back here. And Saturn is actually sitting now where Pluto was when it's stationed retrograde, 25 degrees Capricorn. Now Pluto was like 22 degrees Capricorn. But it's almost like with Jupiter being in that Capricorn energy, it's almost like Pluto and Saturn are making sure that it's actually going to be a thoughtful gift, right? Moon in Cancer, something thoughtful, something personal. And because I feel like Jupiter can kind of sort of bring lots of opportunities, right? Maybe not necessarily ones that we want, but it's like, if Jupiter brings enough of them, eventually you'll find something that you can live with. And it almost kind of sort of echoes to that Mars retrograde, Aries square, Saturn and Capricorn also retrograde energy. But Saturn's about to go direct here in a few weeks, in 15 days approximately. 15, 27. That's like hold on, wait. That's almost, no. 15 days. Yeah. I don't know. No, hold up. I can't math. The 29th. So 29 minus 12 is 17. Divided by 3, divided by 7, 17 divided by 7, that's 2 weeks and 3 days. Okay. Yeah, I was like, hold up, wait. For some reason, I'm on a work week. I was divided by 5. I ain't been on a work week schedule in a long time. Why is my body on work week? But hey, I'll take it because I'm looking for work. So that makes sense. My body is ready to work. Hey, let's go. And this Jupiter going direct actually kind of sort of falls at a really, 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 really beautiful time because there's this career fair. It's the largest career fair at my university, and it's virtual this year, and it's Monday and Tuesday. So Jupiter is going to be direct. The moon is probably going to be in like Leo, so like that'll be lit. It might be conjuncting my Chiron in Leo that has become a little bit more healed. So maybe it'll help me shine those internal parts of me where my value actually lies in these interviews or sessions or whatever. So, hey, I'll take it. Anyway, let me get into this because I'm starting to ramble a lot. Anyway, it just feels like Jupiter is being really, really, really thoughtful and really kind, like extra thoughtful, right? It's like a lot of times Jupiter could be that uncle, if you had that uncle who brings you something and it's like, oh, gee, like this is cool and unique. So I love it. Even if like, it isn't necessarily exactly within my area of interest, but I appreciate it. But it's like, no, this is that thoughtful that I thought you forgot. And this is like the best gift that I've ever received type of thoughtful. Moon in Cancer, it may be some tears because it's so thoughtful. I don't think I cried today or yesterday. I used to be heavily affected by the moon cycles, especially moon in Pisces and moon in Cancer. I would always cry, but not lately. So we're starting with the Four of Essences. Now, the Four of Essences is interesting because 4 is the first number of stability. Some people say 4 is a Gaian number. It's the number of the earth. 4 is one before the 5. Okay, let's do this how we usually do this. So the winds of change at our back, it's the 6 of spades. Now the 6 of spades, 6 is the number of harmony, spades is the suit of swords, is the suit of air, is the suit of zones. So Jupiter is almost, and it fits with the 6 of swords energy. It's bringing harmony in the space of the mental plane. And because there's going to be harmony on the mental plane, there's going to be peace that comes on the physical. And there are going to be, fitting with the energy of Jupiter, when we're mentally at peace, it smooths the roads that things have to travel to come into our lives. When we're at peace mentally, things can flow to us more easily. And so it's almost like that's what everything, especially when it comes to the specific sector of Jupiter, it feels like that's what everything since Jupiter went retrograde has been about. And let me see when Jupiter went retrograde. It would have been sometime in May or June, I believe. But let's see. Oh, I love this app. I love this app, and I love the little $5 add-on that I bought to see exactly. I can just click. So May 14th. May 14th is when Jupiter stationed retrograde. And September 12th is going to be when it stations direct. So since 514, that's a 5-5. Interesting. 554, which is a 14, which is temperance. Right? Unless you like look at May like alphabetically, alphanumerically, then it might be different. But 5/5/2020 is a 14, which is temperance. Long time coming. You thought Jupiter forgot. You thought Jupiter forgot. Jupiter's like, I've been in Capricorn. I've been retrograde. Oh, I don't know where that came from. Jupiter's like, I've been in retrograde. I've been in Capricorn. And even when I go direct, I'm still going to be a Capricorn. But I have your gift. I got it. I got it. I did not forget. But it's like that's, especially since May 14, that's what Jupiter, that's what one of the things that like Jupiter has been helping us to sort of do. While everything is falling apart, and while life is harder than it's probably ever been, and while everything is uncertain, and because everything is uncertain in everyone's life, because everyone, it's like, at the beginning of the lockdowns, things were fairly, fairly chill-ish. And then they got amplified. And not only are we like worried about everything happening outside of our homes, but now, depending on who you live with, by the time May 14 comes, home life may have started to get a little bit testy too, because now everyone that we've had at least these 8-hour breaks from in work or school or whatever, we no longer have those breaks. And we can't even go out. We can't really leave or go anywhere. There's no escaping. It's like, they say if you make your bed, it's like careful how you make your bed because you're going to have to lie in it. It was a period of us all lying in the beds that we created for ourselves. But one of the things that we had the opportunity to learn in that period of time was how to create, find, maintain peace. While everything has been elevated and hyped up, six of zones, it's about creating harmony within these 4 walls. And zones for me, it's a 4 walls energy, because a zone demarks or demarcates, whichever is the word. It's like the deed for a plot of land. Like the deed is the zone. That's the zone. The plot itself is the zone. That's better. The plot itself is the zone. The earth, the conditions of the earth, the houses, whatever you physically build on that plot of land, whatever that plot of land physically looks like, that's the realm. But the zone itself is just, hey, this part is yours. And so in the part that we have, it's about bringing harmony to that. And this harmony that we've created is it's gonna be what propels us forward, right? It's almost like I was gonna say it's like if you can survive this, you can survive anything, but literally like if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If y'all have ever seen Dodgeball, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That's this energy. And we're gonna be pros by the end of the movie, right? No spoilers. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That's the energy that Jupiter's kind of sort of been giving us. And we're like Jupiter, like you're supposed to be the good teacher, you're supposed to be the good cop, you're supposed to be the good parent. Like, get me out of this situation. Hello? And Jupiter's like, oh, sorry, like I can't. Like, I'm in Capricorn, I'm retrograde, I'm also stressing out like everybody else because I'm supposed to be the planet of opportunity. But everything else is saying what opportunity? Now, the oncoming challenge is the Jack of Clubs. That's the child of souls, which is interesting. The child of souls. I know what this is, but it's like it's almost hard to give a context to it. Because in some ways, the oncoming challenge, it's this Jack is another six. It's coded to a six, even though it doesn't have that. So that's still about harmony, right? And it's like it's testing the harmony that you've created within yourself. But not only the harmony that you've created within yourself, because what it's actually testing is how closely aligned you are to the truth that is your soul. I don't like that. Oh, I mean, it is the oncoming challenge, so the challenge is always a challenge. But this oncoming challenge, that's a pretty big challenge because that challenge is it's basically saying everything that you've had the opportunity to learn, not everything that you learned, because either you learned it or you didn't learn it. Everything that you've had the opportunity to learn since May 14th, maybe a little bit before that, because that there was a pre-shadow, right? So, well, let's see. I'll use the magic of this app to go back to May 14. Wait, I can see. So we're at 17 degrees Capricorn right now. So I just have to find when Jupiter was direct, 17 degrees Capricorn. So let's just start March. We'll go back to March because that's when, at least here in America, things started shutting down. Jupiter was 21 degrees Capricorn in March. So this is before that even started happening. Let's go to the beginning of the year. January 12th, Jupiter was 9 degrees. The sun was 22. The sun was conjuncting Pluto and Saturn. Exactly. Sun, 22 degrees Capricorn. Ceres, 22 degrees Capricorn. Pluto, 22 degrees Capricorn. Saturn, 22 degrees Capricorn. Mercury, 23 degrees Capricorn. But it's like it's almost 24. Wow, January 12th. That's when we had a Sun Pluto Capricorn conjunction at the 22nd degree of Pluto. What that means is because that's where Pluto is right now. So in Pluto's pre retrograde shadow, we had, and like pretty much in the position that it's going to go direct. Let's see. So Pluto was going to station. Oh, wait, I got to go back because that's when it. No, wait, it's right here. I just got to hit the arrow again. So on Sunday, October 4th at 8:24 a.m. Eastern, Pluto is going to go direct at 22 degrees and 29 minutes of Capricorn. This is when Pluto was 22 degrees and 47 minutes. So pretty close to like 20-ish Plutonian minutes from where Pluto was going to station direct. We had a Sun, Saturn, Pluto conjunction. But let's go to February, shall we? Because we're trying to find Jupiter. So Jupiter was 16 degrees Capricorn here. Let's go to end of February. Let's go to my birthday, February 28th, because why not? February 28th, Jupiter was 19 degrees Capricorn. That's a little bit too far. Let's go to the 20th. On the 20th, Jupiter was 17 degrees and 50 minutes Capricorn. We might as well try to find the minutes since we're already here, right? So it's going to go direct at 17 degrees and 24 minutes. This is 17 degrees, 50 minutes. Pisces season starts on like the 18th. Oh, let's go to Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, it was 16 degrees. Oh, goodness. I almost smell like cat. That's so weird. I almost smell cat. And it's interesting because I actually had an experience with the cat the other night. I wasn't going to talk about it, but the other night it was like 2:30 in the morning. I can't remember what I was doing back here, but all of a sudden I hear like rustling outside my window. My brother had just gone to sleep, so I couldn't even be like, "Did you hear that?" And then I hear like meow, 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 like a cat like getting attacked outside my window. Well, we ain't got no cats, and Chino was in the house. And I'm like, "What?" I don't know what that's about. Y'all better keep y'all little kitty cats and they bad energy, huh? Just it's 7:47. It's 7:47 on the clock right now. And I was talking about them Boeing 747s earlier today. Interesting. So let's go to Feb 18. So Feb 18, Jupiter was 17 degrees, 27 minutes at 8:43 p.m. Eastern. We're just gonna switch this p.m. to an a.m. and that gives us 17 degrees, 21 minutes. So on February 18th is when the pre-shadow for Jupiter started. So since February 18th, the day before the sun went into Pisces. Well, let's see when the sun went into anyway. Because if we go back, well, let's go back down to the PM then. Let's just shift this back down to the PM. So it was 29 degrees, 52 minutes on the PM. Let's see if we can keep the same day. Let's go to 11:43 p.m. Oh, we're cutting it close, y'all. 11:59 p.m. Let's see. Sun in Pisces, 0 degrees, 0 minutes, and 20.9 seconds. And Jupiter was 17 degrees and 28 minutes Capricorn. So when the sun was on the Aquarius Pisces cusp, Mercury was retrograde, 12 degrees Pisces at that time. That's when Moon was in Capricorn. Oh, Moon was in Capricorn. Jupiter was in Capricorn. Mars was in Capricorn 1 degree. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, believe it or not. Wait, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Saturn is domicile or dignified. They're both the same, I believe. It means that it's at its home. Dignified and domicile are the same. Saturn is domicile Capricorn. Mars is domicile dignified Aries. So is a Mars. So Mars and Saturn actually get along, and some, and like at least when Mars is in Saturn's house, Mars is exalted in Saturn's house. Saturn is, at home in Saturn's house. Now Mars is at home. Saturn is at home, and they're squaring. But when Mars is in the space of Saturnian energy in Capricorn specifically, it's exalted. So this isn't a bad square, question mark? Because Saturn actually, or because Mars actually likes that energy. Mars loves that energy. Mars is exalted in that energy. So a Mars Aries square Saturn Capricorn, but Mars likes that energy. So Mars exalted in Capricorn, all that says to me is Mars listens to Saturn. Saturn is the only planet that Mars listens to. Saturn is Mars's father, right? Mars, Aries, I believe. Yeah, it has to be, right? Mars, Aries, the god, son of Saturn, Kronos, the Titan. Just like Jupiter. Just like how Jupiter, Zeus, is the son of Saturn, right? We don't have to look this up because I'm pretty sure. I can't remember when Mars came along because I know it was Poseidon, Neptune, Hades, Pluto, and Zeus, Jupiter. I know they were all brothers. And I know Aries is a god, so I just assumed that, he was also a son of the Titan, but we'll see. We'll see what Aries is. Aries! Aries, Greek god. Let's see. Let's see. Ares, god of war, or more properly, the spirit of battle, unlike his Roman counterpart Mars, he was never very popular. Oh, well, that makes sense because, Rome was empire, so they would have exalted Mars and Ares because, I mean, they went out and they conquered people in battle. The Greeks were a little bit more philosophical and a little bit more into the beauty of life and discovering life. So, conquering wasn't necessarily aligned to their culture. They were probably more Venusian heavy, more Venus heavy. And we have Athens, Athena, who was also associated with war, but she was the goddess of good war, of strategic war, of wars that needed to be fought more so than just senseless wars. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he represented the distasteful aspect of brutal warfare and slaughter in Greece. So, but brutal warfare and slaughter was celebrated in Rome because they were expanding an empire. Can't build an empire without slaughtering people and stealing their land. So let's look into this. Well, so there is a differentiation between Aries and Ares is the Roman god. Aries is this the symbol, but Mars is an Aries is the Roman. So oof, we ain't even getting the Aries side of Aries. We getting the Mars side of Aries. No wonder why people are like, ooh, Mars and Aries too much. One of his symbols is the chariot, and we got the chariot here. The other symbols are sword, spear, shield, helmet, chariot, flaming torch, dog, boar, and vulture. Okay, so Aries, Mars is actually a son of Zeus and Hera, which means that Saturn is his grandfather. Hold up, wait. See, something here ain't right. Because it says it's saying that Mars and Aphrodite or Venus are siblings, but Venus was born of the sea foam from when they castrated Saturn and threw his genitals into the sea, and then Venus was born from the sea foam. So Venus would actually be Mars's grand aunt because Venus is Zeus's father's sister. No, 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 no. It's its aunt. It's its aunt. Because that would place Venus and Zeus both as children of Saturn, kind of. Even though, I guess Venus was born from the sperm from the castrated testicles that made it out into the sea as the last life that they would bring into the world. It was Venus. So Venus is Mars's aunt. Aphrodite is Mars's aunt. Aphrodite is Aries's. Hold up, wait. Venus is Aries's aunt. Aphrodite is Mars's aunt. Yeah, okay. I just had to get the Roman and the Greek names together, I guess. So yeah. So that's interesting because where Jupiter falls in Saturn, because Jupiter, Zeus is the one that castrated Saturn / Kronos. Mars, the sun, the rambunctious sun, the most rambunctious sun, actually it's exalted in the space of the grandfather, the same grandfather that the father overthrew. Now that's interesting. Anyway, I was saying all that to say that this is the second time where I'm like, because the first time, like when Mars was in Pisces, a lot of what I came across at the time was like, oh, Mars is in Pisces. Mars is like lost in Pisces. So anything that you do, like Mars has no direction in Pisces. But then I look at the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is the third decan of Pisces, that scorpionic energy. Mars is the decan ruler of the third decan of Pisces, which a lot of people like to say is the least attached to reality decan of Pisces. It's the last decan. And like, oh, Mars is like super lost here. And then when I saw that, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Mars rules this. Mars is the decan ruler of this energy. It's like the one place in Pisces where Mars is like actually like doing something, is ruling something. That's when you're telling me that I should just give up on trying to do anything. It's the 10 of Cups. That's where Mars realizes the dream of Pisces, because Neptune isn't going to do it and Jupiter isn't going to do it either. Mars is like the only one that can step into a Piscean energy that thick and create something out of it. Now, it's probably more artistic than anything else, but it creates the most fulfillment. It can fulfill you on a level that nothing else can. It's scorpionic energy. What else can go as deep as Scorpio? Nothing. And Mars is coming into that space to bring fulfillment. That's why the 10 of Cups is the 10 of Cups. Because it's getting a Scorpio level of emotion fulfilled. Like, not even Pisces. It's not that Pisces can't go that deep, but Pisces doesn't stay down there. Pisces doesn't really make a home anywhere. It's fluid. It's mutable water. It's always moving. And I was like, what? And now I feel like I'm just learning more and more about how amazing Mars can be, apparently. And I have been appreciating Aries like a lot more the past year and a half of my life. Where are my candy corns? Where's my candy corn? Hold up. I got to put something in my body, even if it is just some sugar. Here they are. These candy corns are so fresh, y'all. I was so happy. I missed out on candy corn last year. Honestly, what I've been doing in quarantine, or what I've been doing since March, well, March started rough, of course. But as I've been growing, as I've been evolving, as I've been facing all of the things that I wasn't, as I've just been maturing, I feel like I was really naive about a lot of stuff. And I was like stubbornly naive. Like I would look at it and be like, oh, that's not what that is. It's something else. And now I'm like, oh, so, you know, if it got wings, a bill, and it quacks, it really is a duck. Which is interesting because I was just sitting on the porch and I hear some like quacking noise. And I'm like, I know that ain't no duck. Now, squirrels can make weird noises sometimes. So it might be a duck or it could be a squirrel in the tree. I don't know. Take your pick. But if you see it and it got a bill and some wings and some webbed toes and it quack, it's a duck. Now, I would argue all day long that it wasn't a duck. Even found some ducks of my own, apparently. But one of the things that I've been doing is creating things to be excited for. Finding or creating things to be excited for. Lindsay Lohan tweeted like a week before, was it Back to Me release? Before Back to Me release, she tweeted that it would release. So that was something for me to be excited for. I just had Christmas a few weeks ago because I wanted to feel good. And it felt like a day that could be Christmas. And then these cards came on that day and I forgot. I forgot that because they were going to arrive Monday or Tuesday. I forgot because I wasn't thinking about these when I decided it was going to be Christmas the next day. I wanted to watch a Christmas movie and I was like, wait, I could do this tomorrow and then have something to be excited for. That's what I've been doing. I've been creating lots and lots and lots of things to be excited for. I wanted to watch Palm Springs. And it's interesting because what I've actually been doing while I've been finding things and creating things to be excited for, I've been practicing delayed satisfaction instead of instant gratification. And that's something that I'm literally just now realizing. Because I could have gotten instant gratification and watched the movie when I wanted to, or did something else when I wanted to. But in order to create some excitement, in order to spice things up a little bit, I decided to go with delayed satisfaction. And I created a whole day out of it. And I discovered a few new Christmas songs that, my Christmas playlist has gotten bigger on Spotify because instead of listening to the same little Christmas playlist that I got, I just listened to like Spotify random Christmas pop music. Discovered on Ariana Grande December. Loved it. Discovered Kylie Minogue. What's that song? It was some Kylie Minogue song. I don't remember. Loved that too. But she was like, bah humbug. No, that's too strong because I do love Christmas, but it's been a rough year this year. So I'm going to spend Christmas alone. And she made all her plans to spend Christmas alone. I got a yellow and white candy corn. There's no orange. Where's the orange? Because usually it's like, it'll be like yellow and orange or orange and white if there's no space for it, like if it's broken off or something. But that one's just, it's the whole triangle, just straight up yellow and white, no orange. Huh. Interesting. That one was made that way. It didn't break off. That's real interesting. Anyway, I've been practicing delayed satisfaction instead of instant gratification. And I just noticed that there's a lot of delayed satisfaction energy right now because instant gratification hasn't necessarily been a thing. And if you've been doing a lot of stuff for instant gratification, it's probably coming to bite you in the butt. But anyway, I did all of that research just to say that basically since Pisces season started, we've been in this position to create peace within ourselves, regardless of the chaos going around us, creating and maintaining this peace. And It doesn't matter when you started or whatever, right? And this energy, it doesn't matter to this energy either. Because this child of souls, I'm feeling it as like, this is what you're supposed to have learned. It doesn't matter if you learned it. It doesn't matter if you didn't learn it. And honestly, like this Wheel of Fortune, here's one that doesn't have any white at all. This one is all yellow and orange, but no white. Look at that. Ain't no white in that one. And it's the whole thing. Again, it's not broken off. Because here's one that's broken off. You can see where the orange is broke, but that's a complete tip. No white. Huh. Interesting. I'm glad I ate those. So even candy corn can teach you something. Welcome to my life. This is Patrick's Life 101. I got a Pisces Mercury in my 12th house. I turned everything into something. Some people find it annoying. I find it interesting because it leads to so many insights from the smallest of things. So basically, yeah, that's one thing that I've been doing at the very least, just to spice things up, right? Because not much going on. It's the least I can do. And, I've also been doing other things besides just practicing delayed satisfaction. But I literally just realized that that's what I was doing. I was practicing delayed satisfaction when we had gotten so used to culturally, globally, a lot of us, instant gratification. So this is the oncoming challenge. The oncoming challenge is like basically being this person that the world has been conspiring to turn you into. And again, all of that is happening in a space of preparation for what comes next. So the ground that we're standing on, this is interesting. Spades, clubs, hearts, pentacles. This is magician energy. It's turning us into little wizards and wizardesses. And it's the 10 of Pentacles, the card that we literally just saw. Or the 10 of Diamonds, sorry. The card that literally just came out. Huh. And this one is an 8. Here's a 4, here's an 8. An 8 is kind of sort of like 2 4s, right? 2 4s, 6 8. I need some actual food. I need some actual food. Oh, I might grab some saltines. I need to finish this. Okay, I'm rambling a lot. So the ground that we're standing on is the 10 of Zones. Now, this is interesting because remember how I told you, or remember how I talked about how this harmony and stability within the 4 walls of this zone, it's going to smooth the pathway for everything to come in. Well, here's the everything coming in, and it's the 10 of Zones. More traditionally coded, that's like the 10 of Pentacles energy, which is abundance and legacy and stuff like that. Jupiter is in Capricorn right now. So it would kind of make sense if after everything falls apart, when Jupiter goes direct, it gives us a seed that has the power to turn into a whole legacy if we take care of it right. Because that's what the energy of Capricorn is. It's legacy building. It's legacy planning. And like, here's the whole gosh darn thing. Like, and I think that's why everything has been so tough. And it's like, if we can find peace in this, we can find peace in anything. It's like the sky isn't even the limit. The Milky Way isn't even the limit. This galaxy isn't even the limit. Because this opens us up to all of the energies that exist beyond that. And it's been putting us in a position to create and establish and nurture a connection with the source of all that is. Like, how many times has the card tapping into the seed of all creation come up? How many times have I read progenitors in a primordial pool? Here it is right here. A blistering heat and freezing cold that lies at the heart of creation and beginnings. the truths of the heart made plain. Like, and this is the ground that we're standing on. This is what supports all of this. And this leads to this Four of Essences type energy, which is interesting because this is the sky above us, but like we start, like we're getting smaller and smaller. We start with 10, and then 6, and then 4. The Four of Essences is right before the 5. So it's that last bit of harmony that we have before we have a mini tower moment. And it's not necessarily a bad tower. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad tower. Sometimes it is a bad tower. But the Four of Essences is like when we within ourselves feel whole and complete. Before this one experience happened that changed my entire life. Like I used to think I knew who I was before that happened. Now that happens at the 5 that ultimately leads us to the 10 after we pick up the pieces and we jigsaw ourselves back together. I just feel maybe the 4 is like, so this is only Jupiter. I'm not looking at Pluto. I'm not looking at Saturn, even though I've mentioned both of them. The energy of Jupiter is the only one on the table. So maybe this is saying that Jupiter can only get us 4 parts of the way there, right? Now here's a 10. So with this Jack, with the Child of Souls, we're actually like learning how to be that. With the 10 of Realms, we haven't necessarily, excuse me, at least at this point, we haven't necessarily learned how to really create the world that we live in. And that makes sense because we're only at the 6 of Essences right here, right? So to be like a sage or a teacher of realms, it would require us to have a knowledge of, or to be a sage or a teacher of realms. Yeah, that's what I said. It would require us to have a greater knowledge of zones. It would require us to acquire more land. Like you can't build a mansion on, a square foot of land. That's not enough. That's not enough mental space to build it out. And so it's almost like this is an energy of saturation. For the space that we have, for what we can comprehend, for what we can imagine, this is like fulfillment beyond fulfillment. And again, like this isn't even the end. So it's going to grow even larger than this towards the end of it. But again, it is almost like this energy of like kind of sort of seeing what we're going to do with it with this Child of Souls energy. Because this is just the child. I don't know if that's the initiate or the scholar. Honestly, it feels more like the initiate because we're just now coming into this space. Like we have the 6 right here, and this isn't completion. So it's feeling more like the initiate. And that's like us first coming into the truth of who we are. That's us like really beginning to explore it. And not yet necessarily mastering it because it honestly feels like there's more. So the realms and the zones are connected, and then the souls and the essences are connected. So it feels like if we came more into our own essence, then we would have to go further into our soul to match that. But since we're only sitting at the 4, that's kind of sort of another reason why we're at this sort of page. Because life still hasn't yet asked us to be the best version of us. Life still has more to teach us, right? We have the opportunity to grow more and more and more and more into who we are and to dive deeper and deeper and deeper into ourselves. It's a continuous learning process. And so maybe that's why this is only the 4, because we're in a position where we're going to have some stability within ourselves. But it's a more elementary understanding of who we are. And that's fine because, we're just now like really, I don't want to say waking up, but we're just now really starting to stabilize things amidst a chaotic world. So now, goodness, Jupiter This is a lot. This is a lot. But again, I feel like it's more than anything, it's been giving us the opportunities to ready ourselves for what's coming next. Right. And maybe that's what that Saturn Mars square is about. It's like, all right, Mars, it's been a long time since I've seen you in Capricorn. Have you learned your lessons yet? Are you ready? Because I'm about to go into Aquarius and everything else is about to go direct. And like that's almost like these grander things. It's time for the world to begin to pick itself up and move forward. And so, whereas it's almost like the environment around us had this responsibility to shock us awake and to make sure we learn the things that we need to learn with the six of zones to come into this space where we can recognize ourselves, start to embody ourselves, claim everything in a material sense that we kind of sort of want or need, to then really begin establishing sort of who we are as an individual person, as well as who we are in this incarnation as it relates to the more global truth of who we are. If any of that made sense. In my mind, it did. If you followed me, you followed me. Jupiter was only responsible for giving us the opportunity. Right, obviously, you can't force anybody to learn anything, but all of those outer planets are starting to go direct. Uranus is the only one that's still going to be retrograde, but all of the other ones are going direct. And so it's like with Mars being like the only more personal planet that's retrograde, it's almost like this is what the world was preparing us for, to put us in a position when we can recognize ourselves and where we will align with ourselves and make those self-honoring choices and decisions. Because things are about to start happening. The wheel is about to start turning. And we've been taught how to ride the wheel so that we'll stay on top of it and not fall down and get crushed, potentially. And that's why this chariot energy also is here. This is us aligning our light and dark and moving forward. This is all cardinal energy. All cardinal energy. We have Mars in Aries, the moon in Cancer, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto in Capricorn, and Mercury is in Libra. Mercury just went into Libra, didn't it? There's something in every cardinal sign right now. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wait, I got to go to the current date and time. Sorry. Let's start at the top. We have Mars in Aries. The moon is in Cancer. Mercury is in Libra. And Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto are in Capricorn. Jupiter is direct. Jupiter is direct. The little R for retrograde is gone. You can still see it on Pluto and Saturn. Hey, happy Jupiter direct. My teeth are starting to vibrate a little bit. They do that sometimes. It's weird. I don't like it. But I accept it as a symptom or whatever. Is this another four? The Queen of Clubs. Girl. The Jack of Clubs is the child of souls. Here we have the mother of souls that sits at the space of the teacher. This, oh my gosh. Okay, so maybe this initiate is closer to the scholar. I don't know. Oh, I like this. Oh, my mouth is starting to feel real weird. Oh, I like this. We have personal planets, Mars, Mercury, and the moon in these three cardinal signs. And the last cardinal sign of Capricorn, all of that global, more collective energy is about to start going direct and it's going to shift into Aquarius. Now, Pluto is going to stay in Capricorn for a hot second, but Jupiter and Saturn will both be in Aquarius by December 20th. It's like right after we had that solar eclipse in December, Jupiter is going to enter Aquarius and then Saturn is going to enter Aquarius. And then they're going to have a conjunction. Or Saturn might go first and then Jupiter will go first and then they'll have a conjunction, I think, or something. I don't remember. Hold on, wait. I need to look at it now. I want to look at it now. And I have this app, so it won't take too long. Because I thought they were going to conjunct in Aquarius, but they might actually conjunct in Capricorn. Where is Jupiter? Where's Aquarius? Hello? So here's Saturn. There's Jupiter. I can't tell where Jupiter is going to be. So I'm going to go to 10:59 p.m. on December 16th because that's when it'll happen. December 16th. And then I'll be able to more easily see where Jupiter is. Okay. So we have Saturn 29 degrees 59 minutes, Jupiter 29 degrees 29 minutes. So yeah, and Jupiter is going to be moving faster. I'm pretty sure Jupiter moves faster than Saturn. So they are going to conjunct um, in Aquarius, and it might be at like 0 degrees too. Let's see. Yeah, they are going to conjunct in Aquarius, but that's a little bit too far. Let's go to Christmas, December 25th. No, that shouldn't be. We'll go December 29th. Oh, wait, not 2021, 2020. No, I'm going too far into it. I'm going too far into it. Oh my gosh, it might actually be around Christmas. It's going to be before Christmas because Jupiter is going to be 1 degree, like a degree and a half, and Saturn is going to be almost 1 degree. But they're going to be flying. Hold up. Okay. So yeah, they're going to conjunct at 0 degrees Aquarius because on December 22nd, Jupiter will surpass Saturn in Aquarius at 0 degrees, 38 minutes and 0 degrees, 48 minutes at 10:59 p.m. on December 22nd. So at the 0th degree, the first degree of Aquarius, Saturn and Jupiter are going to conjunct. Now, that might actually be a good thing because Jupiter hates being in Capricorn. So maybe Jupiter will be like, oh, okay, well, it's like, all right, we already conjuncted in Capricorn. Capricorn is rough for me. Let's meet up again. Let's try this again in Aquarius. And that's gonna happen. And again, it is this feeling of everything that moves the collective is gonna be shifting. So in the spot of Mars retrograding, it's like, okay, Saturn is like, all right, Mars, we're all about to go into Aquarius. With this chariot energy, at least right now, when Jupiter went direct, all cardinal signs had an energy because the moon took the place in Cancer and the moon is at home in Cancer. Mercury isn't going to stay in Libra forever, and then it's going to go into Scorpio in retrograde, and it's actually going to retrograde back into Libra. Um, anyway, I feel like I'm getting like all the way. I got a little hype. I think I'm sorry. I'm back. My mouth still feels like weird and tingly, but it's fine. Bringing order to thought, proper delegation of tasks, and seeing the internal through the external. 92-16163 is this Queen of Clubs, and that's the overall message to go with this. Bringing order to thought. It's this aligning the shadow and the light within us. This is one of the reasons why. This is one of the things that we can take from what's been happening in the world right now. But if we haven't been showing up and if we haven't been a participant in what's been given to us, it's going to make it a little bit more challenging to navigate. It's not going to be impossible, but there's a lot of faith and a lot of trust and a lot of surrender that could have happened in this time. And it isn't that anything is necessarily going to be any more clear, but with this child of souls into the teacher of souls, mother of souls, there's no reason to, because the mother of our soul is listening. That feminine part of our soul is right there. And that's why this is the oncoming challenge. It's almost listening to this, but it's listening to this. As long as you can follow the call of your soul and where the divine is leading you, I mean, like Wheel of Fortune with the Chariot. That's like some, like, that's everything coming in. Oh, of course. Well, we have another 7 that came out at the bottom of the deck. It is the Tower. But you see the axe of Shiva down there? The axe of Shiva dispels all corruption. So there's a reason why things have been so shaky, right? And if there isn't a reason, let that be the reason. Bottom of the deck over here is the 6 of Diamonds. A single blade cuts through the tempest, calming the winds. A dislodged hunk of cheese. I'm getting that single blade that cuts through the tempest, calming the winds. There's almost this internal there's this mastery over the internal elements, where if there's a storm within you, first it's you weathering the storm. The challenge is to get you to speak to the storm and to have those winds calm to the point where it moves you forward. So that's what I got over here. My brother just woke up. What time is it? I might go give me some slices and sticks. It's 8:25. It's too late. Darn it. All right, I'm gonna get a final message, y'all. We'll get a final message. This was a lot, but I feel like it makes sense. Oh, look, there's the Archangel of Mysteries. I just opened the deck up to her. I was just like, let me open the cards right here and see what it is. It's the Archangel of Mysteries. So again, it isn't necessarily going to be easy, I don't think, but things aren't going to be as slow or stuck anymore either. It's almost like we're really just going to have to come into our power and actually live in it. And if you've been able to find peace, or if you've been able to find your way of staying grounded and centered, it's going to serve you really, really, really well, because things are about to pick up. Or things have the potential to pick up, especially if you've aligned yourself to that course of events. So, all right, final message from the Diceology. Sure, that was quick. Is this an ace? The ace of... This is the card that we keep seeing. This is exactly what I told y'all. Magician energy. The ace of... And the ace of spades is the woman. I think that's the woman. I'm pretty sure that's the woman. I should know because I've seen it so gosh darn much. I literally just said, we keep seeing that card tapping into the seed of all creation, and here it comes out. See, this is what gets me excited. It ain't been easy. Well, okay. It's been a lot easier for me this year than a lot of people, but I had a heck of a time last year making sure I was ready and prepared for this year. But anyway, we have the power to turn lemons into lemonade. Even if you don't believe that everything happens for a reason, you have the power to determine the reason that something happened for, because you can control how you react to it. You can control how you respond. Maybe not. You can't necessarily control your emotions, but you can control your reaction. You can control whether or not you let something or someone push you to the point of you acting out of your character, or where you can just distance yourself from the situation in the first place. We get to decide what we take away from a situation. And I'd rather bring value and meaning to all of my experiences, because I believe that that's why they happen. But even if they don't, I choose to do that. I choose to make that true in my life. What are you choosing to make true in yours? I feel like we have a lot more choice than we think sometimes. Just based off of how we react. There's so much power in that. Okay, so Ace of Spades is The woman, feminine, individual in querent's life, the querent, femininity, neutral, and immediately. The woman. And what did I say about that mother of souls? We got the woman tapping into the seed of all creation, understanding what predates all, things that must remain in the dark. So there's things that must remain in the dark. It's almost giving me this energy of like some of the things that you discover, some of the insights that you discover on your journey are for you. Because it isn't necessarily always helpful to, and I should know that, you probably wouldn't think I know that. But that's one of the reasons why I'm always like, I don't even know. I feel like I'm so emotionally and spiritually and mentally detached from the like what the surface of what transpires, and like I've already put myself in a position and maintained that position more or less, that like I don't even know what it's like to really interact or engage with everything that's happening in the world right now, because I don't feel that fear, I don't feel that worry or anxiety, because I've been focused on the things that I've been focused on, and because I've been, I'm like, even home life isn't always perfect, but it's like the more peace I hold within myself, the more it sort of radiates outward. So, Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Now, the Two of Pentacles in this deck is about being in the space of a world between worlds, transitioning from the old world to the new world through the space of active participation in what it is that you're supposed to be doing in your life. Purpose, mission. The old world is the south node, the new world is the north node, south node is the devil energy, north node is strength energy in this deck. Ooh, Two of Cups with the Hierophant, with the Holy See. Okay, all right. But the Holy See in this deck is about seeing beyond. So when it comes to that Two of Cups energy, it's really elevating that beyond what we thought it was before. Maybe because you elevate yourself. And when you elevate yourself, you elevate all of your dynamics and relationships. It'll be okay. The Giver, Six of Pentacles, Six of Orbs, bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups, the Stronghold of the Grail. We'll pull this card right here. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, the ebony shield stands at the gateway of our material world. And she is offering us this apple, this fruit from the tree on the other side. Now, if we take the apple as a fruit of the tree of knowledge, then this is the Queen of Pentacles teaching us how to fish in this new world instead of feeding us fish from the new world. And know that whatever you continue to give energy to is going to be what you get back. But it's almost like we're opening up, or it's opening up a whole new it's like if you've ever been to an arcade or something like that, and they have a prize wall, and you see the prizes that you can get with your tickets, but when you get like more tickets, then you get access to the VIP prizes. And they don't even show the people without a lot of tickets the VIP prizes, because it would do no good. It would do them no good. And it might make them feel some type of way about where they are. But with that Queen of Pentacles, that Queen of Orbs, and this Six of Orbs, I'm actually going to I-Ching the Page of Orbs and the Six of Orbs. But again, it's given the energy of like the VIP area. And again, that's that 10 of zones, or the 10 of realms. Sorry, that's like whatever you can imagine, it's easy. And you've had the opportunity to come into the person, into the energy that manifests that naturally. But know that with the giver, it also requires something of you, right? You got to trade in the prize tickets to get the prize. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is interesting. This makes me feel like, ooh, my teeth stopped, like doing that weird thing that they were doing. Queen of Orbs and the Page of Chalices. This is Wind over the Mountain. No, 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 no. Six of Orbs. It's still Wind over the Mountain. Hey. So, Wind over the Mountain is the message. Wind, Mountain. This is number 53, Steadfast. I think, is this the one that talks about the tree growing at the peak of the mountain if it grows deep roots? We'll see. Steadfast, slow, and steady. It is. A tree can grow at the peak of a mountain if it grows slow and steady, with deep roots. Building a strong foundation is more important than endeavoring for high branches. Do not seek overnight success. Forbear from instant gratification. Do not try to change your nature. Instead, embrace your nature. Play to your own strengths. You are at the beginning of a long journey. You find yourself in the midst of unfamiliar circumstances, and you will have to adapt quickly. Before you know for sure what it is you are up against, retreat to a position of safety, slow and steady to the summit. I feel like there were so many like bing, 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 bing. Did y'all hear that light up with a whole bunch of stuff that I've been saying since this started? It's exactly that. And we've been in a position to grow very, 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 very deep spiritual, mental, emotional roots, even physical, because they're all connected. It's definitely been a time of foundation building as well as a time of foundation crumbling. It's almost like we've been in the space of like letting the tower fall and rebuilding the tower at the same time. But the point is not to rebuild what was just stricken and fell away exactly the same way as it was before. Right? So it's like we're doing both at the same time. We're building and letting it fall and building and letting it fall. And it's been this simultaneous effort that's been crazy. Like I can't even imagine what other people are going through. But it's gonna leave us with really, really, really solid foundations if we did the work. And everything that we lost will be returned tenfold. It's the wheel of fortune, right? Even though the South Node still is in Sagittarius. So that's what I got. That was really interesting. And Jupiter is officially direct now, so I guess we can more or less, at least energetically, expect all of this stuff to begin happening and unfolding. Just remember, though, with Mars being retrograde, it's kind of sort of up to us to claim all of this, right? With the Chariot, 3 out of 4, at least we got planetary placements in all 4 energies, so that's a fully activated Chariot. But 3 out of 4 of those, there's 3 outside of Capricorn, and then there's 3 inside of Capricorn. So for everyone in Capricorn, there's a personal planet. But all of that larger energy, again, it's about to go direct and start shifting out of Capricorn. So I guess Mars will be the only one still in Aries at that point. Well, let's see again. Let's go back and see. Because the moon comes in and out. Like the moon is so fast, it comes in and out of Cancer. Um, but it just feels like, the divine, there was like a space when it was working with us. All of that external help has gone retrograde, and now we're coming into a position where we need to start doing more for ourselves. So let's see. Oh yeah. So the sun and Mercury will be in Capricorn. Um, when we have that Saturn Jupiter conjunction in Aquarius, Libra will be empty, Cancer will be empty, and Mars will still be in Aries, but it'll be direct at that point and 23 degrees Aries. And Pluto will be 23 degrees Capricorn. So we'll get a Pluto Aries square when they're direct. When at the same time we have that Saturn Jupiter conjunction. I love this app. So I mean, honestly, and the moon will be in Aries. Yeah, the moon will be in Aries too when that happens. And so, depending on how early, there will be a moon sun square as well as a Mars Pluto square. But yeah, so that's where I'm going to end this. I guess I say all of this to say that it's like things are about to start moving forward, but it's going to be so important for us to take the lessons that we've learned with us as things move forward, because it all happened for a reason. If we didn't need, like, if our foundation was solid, then we wouldn't have had a tower moment, right? And like whatever you've learned up until this point, it's going to be time to start using it. I mean, it's always been, but I don't know. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Y'all know the deal. This don't. Never, I ain't gonna go that far. Okay. I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever y'all see this or saw this, and I hope y'all are acting in alignment to really step up, because I mean, honestly, when I did that Mars retrograde, whatever, or when I was talking about Mars square Saturn and Mars going retrograde, it's like it feels like it's time to grow up. So Mars retrograde is about us growing up. Jupiter direct is about us stepping up at the same time that we're growing up. It's all there. And it's starting to really be released. And you may find that it's becoming more apparent as well. There are already some things that I'm noticing, and I'm like, it's weird because it's not in my room. It's like outside, it's the physical environment, it's nature. And I'm like, that's weird. But then another part of me is like, it isn't really that weird because it's what I've been working for. So, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. All right, I'll catch y'all later.